Yo, what's going on, guys? The Yorkshire Biker here. So yes, we're doing another in the shed video. Actually, that's quite a good idea. Might create a playlist called In the Shed. Yes, we're in the shed today. I'm going to be doing another video. It's going to be two parts. This is part one. But basically, what I'm going to be doing today is showing you how to basically do an oil change. So if that's something you're going to be interested in seeing, stick around, stay tuned, and we'll get cracked on. So the oil that I'm going to be using, obviously I'm not going to be putting it in today, but it's basically what Triumph recommended. I don't know why the two bottles have got different labels on, but you know, they're the same oil. Basically, I found this in the shed, bought it a couple of weeks ago, and then I've got that because there's only 3 litres in here. So I've had to buy another litre because the Triumph takes 3.5. So that's the oil that I'm going to be using, Castrol Power 1. It's what Triumph recommend, so that's what I shall use. So when it comes down to changing your oil, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. I think I can. Yes, I can get to it. Oh god, that's mucky under there. So basically, if I turn the torch, that's my oil sump. My oil sump plug. That's basically what I need to get out to drain the oil. I have got a tray, so I would recommend getting a tray of some sort to catch the oil. If not, it's going to be going everywhere, and it's not a tidy thing to have happen. It does make quite a mess. So yeah, I'll just get my tray. We'll get that under the bike. I didn't think I'd be able to do it with this engine guard on, sump guard, but it appears I can. So, as I say, I'll get my tray. We'll get that under the bike, and we'll start trying to drain the oil. Right, okay, so just before we get into it, I've got the camera down and I've got my little bowl type thing. It's not the cleanest, but it is just to catch oil, so it's fine. So just before we do this, this is probably where you want to be getting some gloves on, because this does get messy. So the Triumph, it's an Allen key. Well, it's an Allen head bolt. So I just want to make sure we've got the right size. Yes, there we go. So because I've got quite a big bowl, I'm going to loosen this off, and then I'm going to get the bowl underneath. If I can do this. There we go. It's been in for quite some time, that. Hopefully I've not just shredded it, but you know, is what it is. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, it feels fine, that. So you just unscrew this. The reason I said put gloves on is because as soon as this comes off, the chances of you moving your hand out of the way before the oil starts dripping into the bowl, probably next to near impossible. So just unscrew this sump plug. You see, look, I've even got a bit of oil coming out of the bowl. Whoops. Bit of old carpet anyway. So yeah, I'll give these a bit of a clean off. But basically, you have your sump plug, and then you've got a crush washer. I would recommend, I've ordered a new one, I would recommend obviously changing this. When you do your oil, order a new one of these as well. It's just probably better practice to order one of these, because you don't want you don't have to go through the whole process of changing your oil to then find you've got an oil leak. Because of my sump guard, it is dripping off, but it is kind of dripping onto the sump guard as well, so before we put everything back together, we'll give this a clean up, and we'll give the sump guard a bit of a wipe down as well. So we'll just pause the video for a second while I clean my gloves off, and we'll give these a bit of a clean. Okay, so we've drained the oil. I've got the sump plug and the sump, well, basically the crush washer out. But I've just figured out that in order to get the best access to the oil filter, I'm probably going to have to take the sump guard off. So I'm going to crack on with that. It's only a couple of bolts. I'll crack on with that. Once I've got that off, we'll resume the video, and I'll show you me attempting to take the oil filter off. Okay, so as you can see, we've now got the sump off, the sump guard off. Sorry, I have ripped a hole in my glove, but you know, all I've done is I've just stuffed a rag into the sump hole plug, the plug hole. We'll get there eventually. That's just to stop any excess oil dripping on the floor, basically. I've dropped enough already, so we don't want to be making too much of a mess. I'll just leave that in for a few minutes, move this out of the way, and we'll attempt the oil filter. So to get your oil filter off, you can get a proper oil filter spanner, a socket type thing. I've not got one of those, so I'm just going to improvise. I'll probably end up having to smash it off, smash a spanner into it, not a spanner, smash a screwdriver into it, and end up just twisting it off that way. But we'll see what happens. I will say, guys, this is not the way you're meant to do it. You are supposed to buy an oil filter a socket, but I'm just lazy. I'm probably making more work for myself. Okay, so I've managed to pierce that. What we'll do is we'll just get the oil tray back under here a minute, just to again save spilling too much oil. Don't know what sort of view you're going to get now. Oh, it's not too bad. And the rags fell out as well. Never mind. So I'm just going to finish hammering this into here, and hopefully we'll be able to rotate it this way. Okay, so we've managed to get the oil filter off, as you can see. I've given it a clean up around where the two materials meet. I've got the oil filter in this, wrapped up in all this. It's leaking oil at the minute. It is much easier with an oil filter wrench. So what we'll do is, obviously I've not got the new oil filter yet, so I can't obviously put the new oil in. We will put, wherever it's gone, we'll put the sump plug back in for now, but we'll not tighten it up. It's just basically just to stop everything dripping. It means I can get rid of this now. So yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so yes, that's it for part one, guys. Obviously we've gone through how to basically take out the oil of a motorbike, specifically the Tiger 800. It is the same for most bikes, obviously. So yeah, if you've not got an oil filter socket, you can use screwdrivers and basically just bash it to bits until it comes off. I just hammered two screwdrivers in opposite ends of each other and just rotated them. It comes off quite easy. But yeah, that's it for part one, guys. So yeah, I do apologise for babbling on and waffling, but if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I'd say ride safe, guys, but obviously if you're in the UK you're not going to be riding, so just keep safe, guys. Keep plodding along. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, I love you all.